Hey guys, what's up? Shrog's back again with another video here today to do my review on the Hunger Games Catching Fire movie review. Now, I do realize I haven't been on since I've done my review for Legend of Korra Episode 5, with Book 2 obviously, and I apologize, but the thing is college was getting in my way and finals are kicking in, so I just kind of figured, let me just focus in on that, kind of let the semester get done. But it's not just only that though. I'm deciding right now because I do have a bit of time, like a free time, and I did just see this recently. I thought, hey, I did my first film review on the Hunger Games, so why not do my review on Catching Fire? So let's get to the overall summary. So Katniss Everdeen, like it's pretty much like the aftermath of the Hunger Games kind of thing, where she goes. You're going through the tour with with all the past districts, you're going to Rue and Thresh's districts, you're going to Clover's and just a lot, but it's like one portion of the film that focuses on that, and then the next portion kind of focuses on the rebellion side of the districts, and then you're kind of getting into the capital aspect kind of thing, like how is this gonna get resolved, and the last portion, which pretty much focuses in on the Court of Quell itself. Adding in all these little aspects together and adding it into one big story was pretty great. I enjoyed it. It was a lot better than the first one. A lot better to be seen, actually. And, overall, for the storyline wise, wow, stuff went down. You've got no idea what just happened in Catching Fire. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it, because now is where the spoiler section comes in. So, let's get into the spoilers. So, Katniss and... So the whole... you know what? No. There's too many things. And I'm going to start chasing rabbits and such if I do get into the spoilers. So, spoiler-free review. I'll make this a spoiler-free review. But... Actually, you know what? Not a total spoiler-free review. There are going to be a few spoilers here and there. I do like the whole fact about Katniss and Peeta and Haymitch, how they're getting stuck back into the Hunger Games. Well, it's kind of just more like that system of the Court of Quell. It's like we can change the rules whatever we want. It's like, oh, so what is the rule change going to be? Because you've got a new uh game maker. He's not Seneca Crane. He is Plutarch Heavensbee, played by Philip Hoffman, who did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence. What do I have to say about her? She's awesome. Peeta Mellark, played by Josh Hutcherson. Again, don't have anything to say. Woody Harrelson as Haymitch. Oh, man. Continues to crack me up to this day. Continues to crack me up to this day. So, he's funny. I'll give him that. And he's a clown overall. That's pretty much what Haymitch is. He's a drunk clown. So, yeah, he's hilarious. Effie went through. She went through an emotional standpoint in this part of the film. So, not just that, but throughout the whole film, there was a big emotional part, and yeah, I was quite surprised of where they took her character and how it was pretty faithful to the book. I'll give it same as Hunger Games, but on a much broader scale. Getting to Cinna's character, and Cinna just, oh, you guys don't know how I feel about Cinna. Cinna, he's one of my favorite characters, and seeing what happened to him in this film was just, I was expecting, because I've read the books, so when that part was coming up, I was like, oh, man, wow. The scene was great. And honestly, I don't think I could have asked for a much better representation from the book of how Cinna's character was than doing it like this. And getting to President Snow, evil Santa Claus, just menacing and more threatening in here than he was in the Hunger Games. Which, oh man, there was also like a small hint that kind of comes up in Mockingjay. If you've seen the film where he's drinking his glass of wine or beer, and you're seeing like that red stuff coming out, it's like that's a small hint towards Mockingjay. That's all I'm gonna say. There's like a small hint towards that, like of where his character will go. Keep that in mind. Getting to Prim now. Oh, okay. Prim was I mean, a lot of her character development, like, it went up quick, but it's like a starting point of her character development because she does develop more later on when it comes to Mockingjay. But getting the development we got in this film and kind of seeing her step up for Katniss and kind of telling her like you know like after you won the game, like I got the vibe that there was still hope left. I like that aspect. Like even Katniss's mom too. Like she also thinks like you know like there is a sign of hope now, which I thought was great. And getting the Finnick Odair and getting to Joanna. I mean Joanna first. Okay, Joanna was hilarious. Okay, especially that scene where she's getting interviewed by Caesar Flickerman, and she's like, you know what? Fuck you, President Snow. I was told that if I got out of the Hunger Games, I can walk. I can walk freely. But now this happened. And her character was hilarious. Like, I found her funny in the book, but man, in the film, I mean, props to Joanna. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Props to Joanna. Just, oh man, especially in that elevator scene. Okay, that scene between Haymitch, Katniss, and Peeta. Oh, man, that was funny. Her character overall in this part. You know, she does have a serious vibe to her too, but I did like the comedy aspects. I mean, it makes up what Joanna is in the book. So, and seeing where it'll go in Mockingjay with the way how they ended it is going to be pretty interesting to see too. Getting to Finnick, one question I kept having to myself, like even when I came to the book, was like, okay, so where would his character go? Because he kept showing up. Mr. Sugarcube here was just like, oh yeah, like I kept having the vibe like, alright, so is he on the enemy side? Is he on the good guy's side? Is there going to be some kind of betrayal? Like, there was a mystery behind him, and then we find out that his strive is for Annie, the girl he loves, which I did kind of guess in the book, but seeing how it played out in the film was just a lot more emotional, okay? Nothing it wasn't emotional in the book, but it brought more tension here than it did anywhere else, so seeing that was just, oh, Finnick, I have respect for you, okay? I have lots of respect for you. As well as I do for the other characters as well. Not just him, but Peeta just by himself. Not have much to say. Especially with if you know I mean you know if you read this, you know what happens to Peeta. Those of you who haven't read this yet, pick this up. You will cringe in a good way. But oh man, Mockingjay. Not as a hyperactive fan, but just as an active reader, I'm just like, wow. Okay, that's enough of that though. But a lot of stuff is gonna go down in the next film though, and seeing how it's split into two parts doesn't really surprise me, considering how Harry Potter, like the Deathly Hallows, was split into two parts, how Twilight was split into two parts. It's not really much of a surprise how they're splitting this into two films too. And I mean, aside from that, though, oh yeah, there's one more thing I forgot to bring up. I'm gonna end up the character thing with President Snow's granddaughter, which she does play some part in the last book, and seeing how they brought her in here, kind of leeways into where Mockingjay will go into. So I liked her character. I mean, she was only there for a few scenes, but I liked that whole scene with President Snow. Like, darling, why is your hair like? When did you start doing your hair like that? It's like, well, I don't want to schools with it. And Katniss Everdeen's more or less like she's kind of like a role model to them. And I'm just like sitting here going like, wow, President Snow. Even in your own family, they support Katniss. Yeah, I wonder how. I wonder how the family matters are going with him. I really am. But aside from that, though, let's get down to the ending scene. This is the one I really want to talk about. If you guys haven't, okay, this is where the spoiler part will really come in. So if you guys haven't seen the film, go watch the film, and when you guys come back, come back here at exactly 10 minutes, and you will get to see exactly where the rest of this review will go. So, the ending where Cadmus gets saved by Plutarch Heavensbee, which, by the way, that Game Maker was amazing, okay? I love Plutarch Heavensbee. Like, even in the book, like, he was still that mysterious character like Finnick, but it was like, there was just mystery. Most of these characters had a lot of mystery behind them, and seeing how they were allies and how they're going to District 13 is, wow. I mean, it's gonna be pretty big, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. So, as far as my predictions go for Mockingjay, I don't want to really say anything yet until we get more updates, which I'm gonna start doing now, guys. And as we keep getting more updates on Mockingjay, I will continue to make videos regarding those updates on Mockingjay. So, aside from that, guys, like, a lot of stuff's gonna go down in the next film. So, because I don't know how they're splitting it into two parts, so that's gonna be pretty interesting to see. Overall, the film was great. I loved it, and I'll wrap up. Let me wrap up the whole ending scene though with Gale telling Katniss like, "Oh, District 12 is gone." That, I mean, it will play a pretty big part in the next film though, and the fact that Pete and Joanna are captured. Okay, like this is going to be. It's going to be insane. Okay. The next film, at least part one, is going to be. I'm not saying Mockingjay. You know what? No, Mockingjay was great, but it does have its few flaws. I mean, I'm just talking about the books. Was Mockingjay alone? But getting back to Catching Fire now, the way how it ended and seeing where things are gonna go in the next film, it's gonna be pretty big. That's all I'm gonna say, and I've said that a lot throughout this review. So aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it on my review of Catching Fire. Overall rating, I'm gonna get this together 4.5 out of 5. A lot better than the first film, even though I like the first film. This definitely went like leagues ahead and above from what the Hunger Games did. So, and I gotta give Francis Lawrence some credit. So, aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Shrug. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews. And again, the big question: where do you think Mockingjay Part 1 is gonna end with this cliffhanger? And aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Shrug, and I'll catch you guys later. And don't forget to tell me what you guys thought about the film, and if you've seen it yet, or if you haven't seen it yet. Catch you later, guys.